Lego Star Wars is known to have some of the most expensive Lego minifigures, and even minifigures released in recent years managed to become very valuable and sought after their retirement. With many sets retiring in a few months, I thought it would be good to look at some current minifigures that might become quite expensive very shortly. And today, I compiled a list of some minifigures you should buy right now. So just a disclaimer, this is not an investing guide or anything like that necessarily. I am simply looking at some minifigures that are fairly affordable right now that might be a bit harder or more expensive to obtain in the future, from a collector or hobby standpoint. The first two minifigures I want to look at are actually from a set that has retired already, and that is the New Republic E-Wing vs Shin Hati Starfighter. Included in this one is of course both Baylan Skoll and Shin Hati, two of the main villains of Ahsoka Season 1. These are two very good minifigures and to me the standouts of this set, and were never released in any other LEGO Star Wars set for the show. This set retired last year and is actually still very affordable to get right now, often selling at less than $90 on the aftermarket. Both Baylan and Shin are worth around $15 each, according to Brickset, but I think they are very likely to go up in value and be a bit more expensive to buy as soon as Season 2 of Ahsoka releases. It is possible that LEGO will release new versions of these minifigures for the new season, but if not, these are still very good minifigures that you would want in your collection. So I think getting them right now, and the whole set actually at a very good price, is very worth it. Yet again from Ahsoka, I want to look at some minifigures included in the Duel on Peridia. This one released in 2024 and is set to retire at the end of this year. This $55 set isn't the best priced set or a fan favorite by any means, but there are some very good minifigures included here, such as Grand Admiral Thrawn, who is currently worth only $15 on the aftermarket. This is a very good minifigure, and even included some dual molded legs, and I think he will definitely skyrocket in value in a few years after this set has retired, and will be rather annoying to find at a good price. The previous version of Thrawn is an example of how this character became incredibly valuable, peaking at around $150 in value, right now settling at about $100. So while this character is available at only $15, I think it is definitely worth getting. From the same set, I would also say either Ahsoka or Ezra is worth getting too, but they aren't nearly as valuable as Thrawn, and should still be rather easy to buy long after the set's retirement. So the next minifigure I want to talk about was released in the Bark Speeder Escape last year, which is another set that is retiring at the end of this year. Now this minifigure, Kelleran Beck, is a rather affordable minifigure right now still, at around $7, but I think long after this set has retired, it has the chance to become quite sought after, mainly because this is a character I doubt will ever be remade, and generally is just a very good minifigure. LEGO released the long-awaited ATTE back in 2022, and surprisingly, this set is seemingly lasting another year and will still sell in 2026. However, I still want to talk about that Commander Cody minifigure included. This minifigure is already worth $22 right now, but is definitely a minifigure that will become very expensive in a few years after this one's retirement. Although there is still ample time to get this one before it retires, I have noticed that some areas are starting to lose this set, and at the South African certified LEGO stores, it is already considered as retired and removed from the website. So I think slowly in some areas this one is phasing out sadly, and might make this minifigure much more expensive in some countries a bit earlier. Generally, Clone Troopers are more expensive minifigures once they retire, especially named characters like Commander Cody. So in that sense, you could also say ARC Trooper 5s is another minifigure that will gain a lot of value that is also retiring at the end of this year. So I would also recommend getting that one before the end of the year. Last year, LEGO released Paz Vizsla vs Moff Gideon for The Mandalorian Season 3, and this was a very good set that I was able to get at half price a few months ago. Included is Paz Vizsla, which is a previously very expensive minifigure, and this new one is also bound to gain a bit of value in a few years too. But I specifically want to look at Moff Gideon. This is the second time we got to see him in LEGO Star Wars, but this time in his black Mandalorian armor, including a new helmet mold for this character. This minifigure is currently worth $10, but I think it could quickly climb to $15 or $20 even, and perhaps way more than that someday too. So while he is quite affordable, it might be good to get him right now. The next few minifigures I want to talk about are all from the 25th anniversary wave of sets, the first one being Saw Gerrera. This minifigure was included in the brand new Sith Infiltrator, which in my opinion is a very good and fairly priced set, with a generally good selection of minifigures too. Saw Gerrera on his own is already worth $30, as he is considered to be one of the best anniversary minifigures, as well as a minifigure that is unlikely to ever be remade, despite being a crucial character for both Rogue One and Andor. His minifigure is just very good, and I think if it is already $30 in a currently available $70 set, this is definitely a minifigure that will rise in value, and worth getting before he is too expensive. The second anniversary minifigure I want to look at is Nien Nunb, and this is another one that is already relatively expensive at $22, and I reckon will also skyrocket in value in a few years' time. This is the first time we saw this character in LEGO, and he includes a brand new headpiece that just looks so good, accurately depicting this character. The set he was released in is also very overpriced that isn't too sought after, so that said, it might be a bit easier to get this one on a good discount at some stores. And if that is the case, I would say it is definitely worth getting, as the set is generally good if it were priced better, and all the minifigures are great. And then of course, Nien Nunb is just a valuable one you'd want in your collection. Additionally, I also want to look at Darth Malak from the 25th anniversary, a minifigure that is already worth $35. This one is seen in the R2-D2 set, but will still be on shelves next year too, perhaps even a bit longer than that, as it is a rather popular set that LEGO might want to keep available for some time. So that said, you have some extra time to get this one before he is insanely expensive, alongside all the other Old Republic Sith Lords. But all that said, those are some minifigures that I think are definitely worth getting right now. But let me know what you think about all this down below. Then I will see you in the next one. God bless you and cheers.